This is the most important part about bridge, about bidding. It's not Levensaw or Newmeyer forcing, any of that crap. This is what's important. So what do you bid over one spade?
2? No. Oh, good. Maybe two spades or 2 more.
I'd buy just one man.
No. You've got 2 cards.
Too many cards.
Bless you.
I'm going to put it over here. Okay, so with that, over one spade, you would bid 2 no trump. Now you would bid 1 no trump. Now you bid 3 no trump.
Could bid 2 clubs for the suit if partner has 5 spades. Well, he wouldn't have 5 spades because he opened with 9.
Okay?
Yeah.
Whenever you raise your partner or bid no trump or rebid your suit, you say how strong your hand is. Any of those 3 things. New suits don't say how strong it is. But whenever you bid no trump, raise your partner, or rebid your suit, you say how strong your hand is. And it's all going to fit right here. So if we change this, you can still bid 1 heart. And when your partner bids 1 spade, you would bid
I decided to go in the middle.
At least 3.
13, I'll be 13.
right, 4 spades. Now when you're talking about a suit, we're no longer talking about high card points. The suits become total points. So with this, you would bid, I'm going to put this up here. Now I'll put them all over here. Now that's total points, not high card points. When we bid no trump, we're talking about high card points. Okay? Now once one person says how strong their hand is, which you did by bidding 1 no, 2 no, 3 no, or 2 spades, 3 spades, or 4 spades, this person's in charge. Once you say how strong your hand is, your partner is in charge. Like if it goes 1 spade, 2 spades, the 1 spade bidder's in charge. because you said how strong your hand was. Okay, so here, 4 spades said you had this, 3 this, and 2 this. Notice how narrow this range is, and these 2 are bigger? Why is that? You know why? This has a real narrow range and these 2 are twice as big.
Here. He asked him,
Maybe the opener's hand could be bigger or whatever, or
you're inviting him for
Can you bid 3.5 spades? Or 1.5 spades? 2.5? That's why this has a narrow range. It's because when you do this, your partner's got to make a decision. They can't pass it back to you. When you do this, they can pass it back to you and say, well, are you on 6 or 10? 7 or 9? Or do the right thing with 8? They can't do that here. So that has to have a narrow range. Just like this had a narrow range. See, this range is bigger than this. This is bigger than this. It's because over 2 no trump, your partner's either got to pass or bid 3. They can't bid 2.5. So these invitational bids are going to have a very narrow range. The other bids have a broader range. Because here, this has a big range, but it can go a diamond, a heart, a spade, 2 spades, 3 spades, right? Or pass, or 4 spades. But they can invite and ask you to break this down within 2 points, just like you had here.
And Ron, if you had more than 16 hand evaluation points there, would you, rather than bidding game, would you Q-bid an ace, or would you bid 4 no trump? What's the best plan? I guess it depends on what you have in your hand. Like if you have a worthless doubleton, you don't bid 4 no trump. Or if you have a
You don't bid 4 no trump anyway.
Okay, just bid.
Because 4 no trump is not going to tell you anything. The only time you bid 4 no trump is when your partner gives you an answer. You'll know exactly what you can make. That's the only time you should bid 4 no
When your
trump.
partner gives you what?
An answer. When you get an answer, if you bid 4 no trump and you get an answer, you should know exactly what you can make. And if you're not going to know what you can make when you get the answer, don't bid 4 no trump. 4 no trump is the most misused bid in bridge. In fact, 20 years ago, right after we got bidding boxes, I went around the room and I took the 4 no trump thing out of every box.
I remember that.
Remember that?
And everybody got upset.
They all got upset and screamed. So I put them back in to make them happy. But they still did it wrong. It didn't help. I put them in there so they would think and not bid 4 no trump. But it didn't help. It didn't work. Let me get through this and we'll go back to
Well,
that.
that's the reason I asked the question. I've got some-
If you have more than this, which you're not going to have very often,
Right.
well, I'll just do it now. This hand doesn't apply.
Right.
I'm gonna have everybody confused. What do you think this person has up here? Doesn't have this hand, I told you that.
No, yeah, not at all. Well, he has enough to force the game at least, and he has spades of it.
Well, if he had 15 points and 4-card support for spades, why didn't he bid 4 spades?
Because he has
More than 16.
more than 60.
So your partner has 4-card support for spades and more than 16 points. Okay? So now, if this hand down here that we bid 1 spade has a 14-point hand, over 3 spades, they bid 4 spades. Even though if you knew your partner had 18 points and you don't want to be in 6, what do? Sign off in 4, right? But if this hand that rebid 1 spade has 17 or so, 18, now they know their partner's got at least 17. Now they're looking at 6 probably. Now they can start Q bidding. Okay? This doesn't come up, but what, once every 8 months? You're not going to have, when your partner opens, you're not going to have an 18-point hand very often. But the thing about it is, when you do have that hand, don't bid 4 no trump. That's why I took all those cards out of the box. Because that doesn't tell you anything. You want to bid 4 no trump when you have at least second round control of every suit. So you'll know what you can make. 4 no trump is for wild hands.
For what?
For wild hands, where you can make 6 with less than 33 high card points. All right. That's what we raised here. I had the 10 up there, I didn't want to erase it.
Okay, I was going to say, looks like a, I know.
All right. 1 heart was easy.
Yeah.
1 spade.
Two cards.
2 hearts. What do you do with that?
Depends how many.
1 no trump, right? When your partners bid 2 suits, do they have to have any help in hearts? No. So you should bid a no trump, not 2 hearts. If you bid 2 hearts and this one has a singleton, they're going to pass. Okay?
But what if it's 1 no there?
If it goes a diamond, a heart, a no trump, now you bid 2 hearts.
3 hearts.
6 hearts and an invitation point.
That's a 3-heart bid. A jump in the same suit is never, ever forcing. That's a 3-heart bid. That's a 4-heart bid. Your suit doesn't have to be so good if it goes a dime and a heart and no trump. Because you know your partner's got a double trump. If it goes a dime and a heart of spade, your suit has to be real good. So you can play it opposite the same as on the board. The reason you all are missing this is because you're not asking your partner, not asking yourself the right questions. Exactly. Where do we belong?
2 clubs.
And where do you belong here?
You don't know yet. For sure. Do you? You might belong in heart.
Do you know where you belong?
You might belong in heart.
Well, let's
We can
try
say
this.
we know, and we must be.
There you belong.
3
in
on.
heart.
That-
You belong in 3 no trump, right? If you know where you belong, you bid it. Here we know we belong in 3 no trump. This is the hand you bid 3 no trump. This is not the hand you bid 3 no trump.
2 clubs.
Because you either belong in 3 no trump or 4 hearts. Right? Alright, so how do you find out if your partner's got 3 cards and 4 hearts?
2 clubs.
They could, couldn't they? So now we did what? 2 clubs. Not 3 no trump. 3 no trump will be right half the time. But why be right half the time when you can be right all the time? I mean, that's silly, isn't it? All right, so here you bid 2 clubs. If your partner bids 2 hearts, bid 4 hearts. Over 2 clubs. If your partner bids 2 diamonds, three no trump, right? What about that? You know where you belong?
Kind of think
You really still don't know.
kind of think you belong to heart,
You might belong in hearts, right?
but you don't know.
But if you jump to 4 hearts and your partner has a singleton,
You're not happy.
you're not going to be too happy, right? So, 2 clubs. And when your partner bids 2 diamonds, how many hearts do they have?
They don't have to.
When they bid 2 hearts over 2 clubs, how many hearts do they have?
3.
3. So when they don't bid 2 hearts, how many do they have?
2 or fewer.
0, 1, or 2. They don't have 3. They have 0, 1, or 2. So, after 2 clubs, if they bid 2 diamonds, well, I know you don't have 3, but do you have 2? Yes.
Can they pass that, Ron?
No.
What is it?
Not after 4th suit. Okay? We've exhausted all our... What you need to remember is this right here. When you're rebidding the same suit or raising your partner, if you bid the minimum number, you have this. If you jump, you have this. If you go to game, you have this. And if you bid the 4th suit, and your next bid is this, you have more than that. You also use the 4th suit if you want to know if you belong in no trump or in your suit. Okay? I hope this helped instead of... Because this is the most important part of it.
Ron, I tried to find the sheet. I think.